Hello and welcome to Interview with DJ Nocturna. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share if you're watching on my YouTube channel. Well, my guest today is New Jersey-based Collective band. Two of the members and founding members of the band. The band is called Elk City. And I got two of the guys here. I got Renee LoBue, who's the vocalist, and Ray Ketchem, who's the drummer of the band and the producer. Is that right, guys? How are you? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All the way from New Jersey. You know, I've had so many bands from New York and New Jersey come on the show. Yeah, you guys are, that's why New York is like the place to go.
That's good to hear. You know, sometimes I feel like, oh, should we be on the West Coast or something? So nice to hear you say that.
No, you guys are great. I mean, how's the weather up there? I know it's been like...
It's cold.
Yeah, it's January, so, you know, luckily there's no snow yet, but it's been cold.
I know there've been like some cancellations and delays and flights and stuff like that. It's not a good time to travel, but if you like the cold weather, I guess. I'm in Hawaii, so we have the weather pretty similar all year round. Nothing really changes.
Right.
Just a little bit, yeah. But but thank you guys for joining me. I know you guys are you guys been around for quite a while, you know. You guys are the founding members.
That's right.
Yes.
And this, like, you guys were actually, before you formed the band, you were part of another band, right? Or you were doing something different?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a band in the 90s called Melting Hopefuls. And we started Elk City around 2000, something like that.
Yeah. So tell us how you guys met, because you guys are like, you guys been like doing this for so long that obviously you guys are connected very well, and you and you have that great energy to work together.
I had like just gotten out of high school and we met through an online advertisement.
Well, that's an online.
It's an advertisement in a newspaper of people looking to form bands. So I was looking to start a band, and so was Ray. So we responded to each other's ad, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that, huh? And then
just like that.
Yes, Renee came and auditioned for the band that I was.
They were very, very official. I had to audition.
Yeah, exactly. And we all immediately were like, oh, this is the person we want to be the vocalist.
And I had never been in a band before, so.
Oh, okay. So how did you know? Did you have to tell her like what kind of genre it was and all that, and she has to be able to do that?
It's actually pretty amazing. One of the amazing things about Renee is she can improvise over music. Mm-hmm. So if you start playing a guitar changes or piano or whatever, you just give her some music to put some words and melodies over, and she can do it. And so this band had some instrumental things that we were looking for a singer to sing over. Perfect. And Renee came in as if she had written the songs previously or something. I mean, it was amazing. She started improvising not just verses and choruses, but like hooks were coming in. It was really incredible. And that's the way we still write now with Elk City. She is able to channel some sort of voice that comes from somewhere, and it's magic.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I can sense the magic, actually.
That's the way Above the Water was written, the entire record, as just us improvising in the studio and having the very great privilege of writing and recording and rehearsing in a place like this, rolling the entire time, so all the improvisations are caught. That's the way that record was written. It was all improvised jams that we then went through and edited down and went back into and formed songs out of. But the bulk of the material was there the first time.
Because I know you guys had I don't know if it's 5 LPs prior to the latest album called Above the Water, right? And that 5 was so Above the Water was released last year.
That's
And
right.
were all the tracks like written during the pandemic times, or?
No, the jamming was before the pandemic happened, and we had decided that we really liked a lot of the jams we were listening back to from those studio sessions, and we were going to start recording a record, and then the pandemic happened. And because of being in a recording studio with isolation rooms, we were able to work on it throughout the entire pandemic, because we would show up with masks and everybody would go into a separate isolation room, and that's how we could work. So
Wow.
it was very interesting, and we're very lucky to have been here during that time to do it, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to.
So
Yeah, it was surreal. We would, order food and eat meals in the separate little areas. Like, okay, Renee's going to be in the vocal booth eating her lunch or whatever.
Everyone would claim, like, I'm in the piano room and I'm going to be eating or whatever. And that's the way we did it. And it really was great for all of us, because we were able to make music and work on music during that time, which was so important for everyone. So that's how it happened.
Yeah, back then, right? Nobody really knew what was going on, and I guess some people really took it seriously, like you guys. I mean, you could say I trust you that you're okay, and some people trust other people, right? But other people really separated themselves, and so so do you think that really shaped that album?
I don't think it had that much to do with the content of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might have shaped. I don't think so. I think it was mostly just it just happened to be that we had to do this way,
But I have to say, it did not shape the content, because the content was mostly there before. But what it did do was enhance the appreciation for doing the work. And we are, everyone in the band has a love of doing the work. So that we were able to work during that time was very important to us, and we were all very grateful. And we were chipping away at editing and doing all different kinds of re-recording or overdubbing on different parts. But again, it enhanced the appreciation for what we have in the space and what we were able to do during the time where you couldn't really be together. So that's what it did for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you say that this is probably the best albums you guys put out already so far? Is this your favorite?
I'll let Ray speak first, because
it probably is my favorite, though I will defend, or not defend, but I love all of the records. I can listen back to some records that we've done in the past and really be proud of them. So I'm always, because I've been at the helm of the production for all of them, they're all my children in a way. So I hate to pick a favorite.
Oh, what about you, Renee?
Is it my favorite record?
Yeah.
It is. It's my favorite record we've done to date. Because it's that thing with me where I listen to records from the past, and it's always like, well, I would have done that differently, or you grow and evolve as a person and you take that into your songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it's about becoming, hopefully, more graceful and more subtle
Mm-hmm.
as a musician. I think that's where the strength is and that's where the power is. And I don't, that's something I've had to learn over time. So I hope that that comes through to people. And I would like to, dive into that more, but, I do think it's a really good record, but whenever you make a record, for me at least, I don't really sit on those laurels, if you would call it that. It's always just like, well, what are we doing next? And for me, I just want to continue to grow as an artist.
Yeah. I mean, it would seem like every time you make something new, you learn from the past, right? You learn and you make it and you evolve, right?
Yeah, you learn, you evolve.
Yeah.
I think you soften, and I say that as a musician, like softening can mean so many things. It can mean someone's bolder, but I think you soften unto yourself and who you are, meaning like you allow yourself to just be who you are as a musician, as a person, coming through as a musician.
So, do you guys share the songwriting lyrics, or is it mostly you?
It's all me.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing, because even though I've been doing this for so long, there's still the confusion that I have so many people ask me, like, well, do you write the lyrics? And are you just the singer? Do you write the songs? And I'm like, yes, I write all the melodies and all the lyrics and everything you hear that's coming out of a person's mouth. I do. And it's very important to me. And
Yeah.
how do you assert that? Like, you don't, because that's kind of tacky, but like, yeah, it's a weird thing. You still get the thing of like, a lot of people think I'm like a vocalist and that's it. And I'm like, no, I write all the lyrics and all the vocal melodies, and anything you hear vocally, melodically, is my doing, and it's my personality. So anyway, I put that out there enough in this interview, so we can
No,
move on.
I think it's great. I think lyrics are so important to me. I mean, when I hear
Yeah.
music, when I hear lyrics, I mean, some people, I don't know about other people, but that's one of the things that I hear is the lyrics.
Not everyone listen. I always listen to lyrics. A lot of people,
Everybody,
it
yeah, that's
depends. Some people they don't listen to lyrics at all. I do.
I do, yeah. Because if the lyrics are catchy or something that that I can relate to, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
And
but yeah, so
that's
that's an important thing for me. But it's really funny though, because like I still have people that are like, oh yeah, doesn't somebody else write that stuff and do that and come up with the melody for you and I'm like, no, So anyway,
no, I mean,
People.
no, the lyrics are important,
Track them down.
and I had a feeling even before I asked you, I had a feeling you wrote the lyrics.
yeah,
Because it coincides together, the way it's sung. It's just I don't know how
yeah.
to put it in words, but yeah. So tell us now the name of the band. I know probably a lot of people have asked you that, but I always like to ask that because when you ask like a band, like how did you get that name?
Yeah.
Like for example, the Jesus and Mary chain. How did that name come about? I'm just giving an example. Like I get it when somebody's name after they name their band after their name of their own name, right? But Elk City.
Well, we needed a name for the new band, and we actually played, I think, just one show with the name Kangaroo, which was named after a Big Star song, which we loved.
Uh-huh.
And then we were like, no, we can't own that name. It's not the right thing. And I grew up in West Virginia, near a town called Elk City.
Oh.
And one year I drove home and saw that sign, and I thought, I've always kind of liked that. It has a ring to it. So I proposed it to Renee and the guitar player in the band at the time, and they both thought it sort of had I don't know, like it stuck.
Yeah. I mean it works, right? You guys like it. It works with the
We liked the simplicity of it, and at the time we liked the sort of like rural meets urban sort of feel to it, you know.
So somebody who's never heard you guys before, how would you describe your music? Because I know there is art pop, art pop, you know, how would you describe that? Just somebody who's never heard it, like what would you say? Like dream pop?
That's what I usually
there's
say.
part of us that's dream pop. I just we're a pop band, you know. We're not a top 40 radio pop band, but we're a left of center pop band who sometimes swings center. But yeah, we're a pop band, and I know that that's such a broad term, but to me that's what we are. And sometimes we go a little psychedelic and stuff, but we're always a pop band.
Yeah, because you know the first thing I thought about when I heard the music, throwing muses.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Yeah,
That's a great compare. I love that.
yeah,
they're obviously an influence on us, and
mm-hmm.
we both love them.
Yeah.
And I love all of their records, and so
Yeah, like 4AD. Yeah, so great.
yeah.
And I love 4AD. Like 4AD is one of my favorite record label for all, you know, as far as I know. Everything
Right.
there is just, and they're collective, really. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
huge as well. Well, you know, I know you had 5 albums that you released, and then 3 EPs and several singles. And I know you also have this. You guys also do covers, which you know, believe it or not, I have that album by the Smiths that you guys are in that cover. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
I didn't even know about you guys were in there a long time ago when I got that album, and I was like listening to all the tracks in there because I like the Smiths. Smiths is like one of my favorite bands, and you guys did a wonderful. I love that song. I know it's
Thank
over.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And then
Doing covers is always interesting. We always try to change the song, how, you know, come up with some really interesting twist on the song. And so that's another example of us trying to take what we all love, that song, and
yeah, me too. It's a great
how
song.
to do that song in a way that's different from the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then and I know you, and I love your cover of Suddenly Last Summer.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. That's actually, I think, one of my favorite covers.
Thank you.
And I know you also did Close to Me, which is wonderful as well. So are those songs available separately, or it's only in that that you know, I guess that that Close to Me is part of the Cure cover thing, right?
Right. We've never released them I've thought about releasing them as a collection, because we've done enough covers now that it could be fun to have a collection to put them out on. But the record label that asked us to do a lot of those is a great label called American Laundromat. And he's just, probably in all of our years of experience, he pays the best. I mean, it's like we'll get, you know, when you forget about it, and not suddenly we'll get a check from him, and it's like, wow, that's nice, you know.
That's nice.
I mean, years ago, like he really is fair, and I think pays the artists what they have due. So
Oh, that's important, right?
yeah.
So this new album, Above the Water, was already released in October of last year via Magic Door record label.
Right.
Yep. And you guys have anything coming up in the future? Any plans for the upcoming?
Well, Magic Door is our label. So the studio we're sitting in is called Magic Door.
Mhm.
And we decided to start a record label with the same name. And we've been releasing records. I think you're going to do an interview with a guy named Rob Monk.
Yeah. In fact, yeah. Coming up
so
tomorrow, in fact.
I produced that record here, and that's on Magic Door. There's a record, the single is out right now from a band called Gramercy Arms that it's a duet that Renee sings co-lead on.
Okay.
That's going to come out on Magic Door. So, and we've got other releases in the works. I'm sure you'll hear them if Shauna sends you stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Big shout out to Shameless Promotion PR. Oh, I always do a
She's
shout out
awesome.
to her. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, she's great.
She's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, her artist, the list of artists on the roster is just amazing. I learn from every one of you guys, really. I'm always
Oh, that's
grateful.
awesome.
I'm always grateful. I may not know everything, but I do learn a lot. And one of the things I love about doing this is sometimes I have to look back and try to remember, but I do because there's so much to remember. But I do learn a lot, and and then if somebody asks me, I go, "Oh, I know exactly who you can check out." So
That's great.
That's awesome.
so the album is already out, and if people wanted to find it, what's the best way?
It's available everywhere. You can find it on Bandcamp. You can find it. You can stream it. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, everything. Qobuz. So it's out there. Just search.
And then if you want to do a shout out to your other band members, I know you have a guitarist and Ray, you play the drum, right? You're the drummer.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I know there's Sean.
Right. Sean Eden is a great guitarist, and he's also in a band called Luna, which I'm sure you know Luna. And then our other guitar player is Chris Robertson, who had worked in a side project with the people in the Psychedelic Furs. He's just an amazing guy, an amazing guitar player.
Yeah. You know the Psychedelic First was just here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe not recently, maybe like a month ago.
Did you see them?
Yeah, my
Oh,
second,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I did. They were here like 5 years ago, and then they came back. Yeah, it was great. It was always a good show. I love the voice. Of course, of this.
Yeah.
And our bass player, Richard, is also in a band called Versus, which I don't know whether you would know them or not, but they were very popular in the New York area. And so the lineup that we have right now that played on this new record, it's a little bit of like an indie rock supergroup, if that makes sense. So everyone's been doing it a long time, and we always joke that
Can you call yourself an indie rock supergroup? Well, I don't know if one can do that of themselves.
Well, I'm talking about the other people that we have, but
yeah, but you're in the band with the other people.
Yes,
so can you be like, this is an indie rock supergroup? I'm not saying anything. Just hanging out here.
Wow, well, congratulations. I mean, that's wonderful. I'm looking forward to actually playing this, and I have played it, but I want to play a little bit more, and I want to hear the duet that you were talking about when you have it.
Oh, sure. That I'm sure Shauna will send you that if she hasn't already. It's called Yesterday's Girl, and was written by Lloyd Cole and Dave Derby from Gramercy Arms.
Okay.
And great song, very pop.
Fun fact, Dave Derby, the co-writer of the song and the main person in Gramercy Arms, grew up in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he did. And his family's still in Hawaii, and he still goes back.
He goes back pretty often.
Yeah.
So have you guys been to Hawaii? Played here or anything? Or
I have not.
Okay.
I would love to.
I know you guys. I think you guys would like it here.
Oh.
And I think your music would be appreciated here as well.
That's good to hear.
I mean, it has all the elements of everything. I mean, there's a lot of I mean, even the plain instrumental was beautiful. To be honest, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody want to check that out, of course, you also got a Facebook page, Elk City Band, and of course Bandcamp, and you also have Instagram as well.
All the things, all the platforms.
Yeah,
all the
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We have the channel with the videos that we've done. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for anything else you want to mention. I will put it on the bottom of the link. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Elk City, Renee, yep, and Ray.
Anything else to mention?
Just to thank you.
Well, thank you.
Hanging out with us and talking to us.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I really like the background. Like I said, it has that brown tone to it. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's actually functional. It's actually a piece of sound equipment. It's called a diffuser.
It's kind of vintage looking, which I really like.
Yeah.
It has that vintage. I mean, I got the gothic thing going on in the back, but you guys have. Okay. All right,
We're sitting in the control room of the recording studio right now. So there's like gear here to the side of me, and that's the sofa that you sit on when you're working on a record.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. Let me just turn this off, and then I'll turn this off for a moment. Okay, thank you.